The YouTuber turned boxer. A man who's become one of the most talked about names in modern boxing. From viral knockouts to sold-out arenas, Jake Paul has built an empire inside the ring. But is his boxing career really as impressive as it looks? Today we're pulling back the curtain and exposing the truth behind the hype. Because the reality is Jake Paul's record isn't what it seems. And the deeper you look, the more it becomes clear this isn't about boxing greatness. It's about smart marketing, hand-picked opponents, and avoiding real challenges. Jake Paul entered the boxing world in 2018, originally seen as a joke by many in the fight community. But he quickly turned heads by winning fights and generating buzz. Let's be honest, at first it was impressive. He looked committed. He trained hard. And he was clearly better than expected. But that's the thing. The expectations were so low that being pretty good made him look like a prodigy. What the media and Jake's fans forget is this. Jake Paul isn't fighting real boxers. He's not climbing the traditional boxing ladder. He's building a controlled narrative, and for the most part, people are buying it. Let's talk about KSI, Jake Paul's most natural rival. They're the same age. They come from the same YouTube background. And most importantly, they've both built boxing credibility by beating influencers. So, why haven't they fought? Jake fought KSI's little brother Deji back in 2018, winning by stoppage. Then Logan Paul fought KSI twice and lost. Naturally, fans expected Jake versus KSI to happen next. Same age. Same skill level. Same fame level. But Jake never made it happen. Instead, he pivoted to fighting retired athletes, older MMA fighters, and non-boxers. Because let's be real, KSI is a real threat. Fighting him is risky. And Jake's brand relies on one thing, never losing. Let's break down Jake Paul's list of opponents. One common theme. They're past their prime or never had one in boxing. Ben Askren, a great MMA wrestler, but a terrible striker who had hip surgery months before the fight. Retired. Out of shape. Not a boxer. Tyron Woodley, another MMA fighter. Powerful, but short. Not a boxer. And he lost again in the rematch by KO after keeping his hands down. Anderson Silva, a legend in MMA. But 47 years old. At that point, Jake was 25. Nate Diaz, another fan favorite MMA brawler, but again not a trained boxer and 38 years old. Mike Tyson, scheduled for July 2024, and postponed. But think about this, Tyson is 58 years old. Jake is 27. Even Jake himself admitted that Mike in his prime would have killed me. So why take the fight now? Because it's safe and spectacular. Jake gets credit for fighting a legend, while knowing full well that this version of Tyson is decades removed from his prime. This is the Jake Paul formula. Pick famous names. Make sure they're not boxers. Make sure they're past their prime. Win. Post a viral clip. Repeat. In the real world of boxing, fighters spend years climbing the ranks. They fight young, hungry opponents. They take risks. They suffer losses. They grow. Jake doesn't live in that world. He avoids licensed ranked boxers. He stays away from prospects his own age. He hasn't even stepped in with a professional boxer with a real resume except Tommy Fury. And what happened in that fight? Jake lost. Tommy Fury isn't even considered elite. He's not a world champion. But he's young, active, and has a boxing background. And Jake couldn't beat him. That was the one time he didn't control the narrative. And he lost. After that, back to the old strategy. Jake Paul's career is a masterclass in PR and showmanship. He's used controversy, callouts, and YouTube stardom to elevate his name in boxing. He's done more than many people expected. That's true. But the idea that he's some elite fighter or a future world champion, that's the illusion. Look at how he talks online. He calls out Canelo Alvarez one of the greatest boxers alive while ducking people like KSI or real up-and-comers in his weight class. Jake has the money to control everything. The promotion. The matchmaking. The referees. The narrative. He's essentially playing career mode on easy. And it's working. Financially. Now imagine a different version of Jake Paul's career. One where he fights KSI. One where he tests himself against real cruiserweights or light heavyweights. One where he doesn't wait until legends are retired and nearly 62 take them on. Would he have the same undefeated record? Probably not. Would fans respect him more? Absolutely. Because right now his record isn't respected by the boxing world. The hype is big but the substance is lacking. So is Jake Paul's boxing career amazing? It depends on what you value. If you care about views, viral knockouts, and clever marketing, then sure, he's doing great. But if you care about boxing as a sport about competition, skill, and legacy, then Jake Paul's resume is smoke and mirrors. He's not the next boxing great. He's a YouTuber playing the game better than most. But that's not greatness. That's just entertainment. And when the hype fades, the truth will still be there.